Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Horse Center with just everyday average Sean and our good friend tonight, Kendrick Carmouche. Kendrick, how are you tonight? Can you hear us all right? Oh, no, we got this going again, Sean?
Yeah, we just literally had a conversation with him.
And maybe his internet went out, you think, maybe?
No, he muted himself. Now he did the video. He can't hear us.
Can you hear us, Kendrick? You're on mute. Can you text him, Sean?
Yeah.
Always some fun. Technology. I can't unmute him, so he muted himself somehow on accident. Unmute Mike. He's gone now. He'll be back in a second, I guess. All right. Anyway,
It's so weird. We just literally had a conversation. I don't understand how that happens.
I don't know what's going on sometimes. You know, the funny thing too is Terry at times, like when Terry and I are having a conversation, he echoes with me and nobody else.
Yeah,
you don't
I
echo.
see that,
Tom
yeah.
doesn't echo. It's the strangest thing. All right, let's see.
All right, there we go.
You with us now, Kendrick?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
That's all right. That's it's been doing this weird thing sometimes when we go from backstage to like live. For whatever reason, the guest, Sean and I can hear each other, but whatever reason, the guest can't hear us. But anyway, last time we caught up with you, it was a beautiful day at Saratoga, sitting outside, catching some sun, enjoying that atmosphere there. So the Naira Circuit Parks, take us through, like, from your perspective as a jockey, like the differences between Saratoga, Aqueduct, Belmont, Parks, from a jockey's perspective, and maybe like as a, not so much about the track, but about like the fans and about the atmosphere. What's the good thing about all of them?
You have your being at parks, for so long, you have like people that you grow up with and people that seen you grow up and seen you come through the ranks and where you're at today in New York, it's just a different feeling. It's a different love. Saratoga, a lot of different people from all over the world come to see the biggest racing in the country. I mean, you have so much fans, you don't even know you have those fans. And it's more of a prestige place, Saratoga, so it make you feel that much, that you belong there, and just everywhere you go, they just give you a different feeling about things. I just love Saratoga. I mean, my Philly Park people follow me to Saratoga, which I love. It makes me feel good that they never left me. So, keep me fighting.
And fighting is something you're doing. You're about, and I don't mean literally. I don't know. Maybe you are in the backup, but I'm looking at the Equibase numbers, man. You're this close to your all-time record year. So what are you going to do between now and December 1st to make sure you get above that and set a new high water mark?
Well, I think, first of all, I'd just like to say, I really do appreciate the opportunity these trainers and owners and that they're giving me, and but to answer that question, just ride smart, have a clear mind, go out there like you can win every race, and that's what I've been doing. As you can see, I'm at the top of the board now, and just, I'm riding with the best in the country. I'm one of the best in the country, so I got to keep faith in myself and my horses, and ride my races. Don't ride their races.
Mm-hmm. So take us all the way back to the days of Louisiana with your father being a jockey. So how did those early days kind of help you develop into these days where, like you said, you're competing with the best in the world, and you're not only holding your own, man, you're going to have a record year?
I mean, just from what your parents taught you along the way, be humble, respectful, keep what you love, passion to you, just keep fighting for your dream, That's what my mom and dad always told me, if you give up on your dream, nobody else can make it come true. So, that's where I'm at this point, made it to New York, 7 years now. I'm still fighting in the system to try to still break through as hard as I can. And that's my thing. I always think you can get to the next level. They got levels to every game. It's if you want to break into it. And each year I try my best to do that.
So when you say there's levels to every game, so you're going to, right now it looks like you're going to go over 10 million in earnings. So how do you define the levels, and when do you know that you've made it to that next level for you? Like, what are those markers?
just being persistent at your job. I mean, as you can see, my records from the last 21 years, they just keep getting better and better. That's things you got to look at. It's not nothing to be cocky about, but is this something that you can set yourself down and think about to achieve another even higher goal? That's what I do. I think each year I try to get to the next level, and just hard work, just riding smart, man. I mean, it's not easy in New York. It's not easy anywhere you go. Let me go ahead and say that, because every track got a tag, and if you're not up for the task, you can't become a winner. So, I just feel like my loved ones around me, the platform that I put underneath me to be successful, and all my people. I think that's the biggest accomplishment, me getting forward in this game.
Hmm. Well, Sinatra probably said it best. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. New York, right? They play that after the Yankees game.
Hey.
Have you ever been to a Yankees game, Sean?
I have not. I'd love to go one day, but I have not been to a Yankees game.
They play it every day in New York after the races.
Oh, they played at the races too in New York? Yeah, I haven't been to the only track I've been to is the Saratoga out in New York. And then that was like the COVID week. Remember everybody got COVID? Yeah. No. I got it that week. I came home, it was horrible. But anyway, Sean, what's happening?
What's up, Kendrick? So let's talk about Saratoga a little bit. We talked about it a little bit with the atmosphere. How hard is it to not get caught up in the atmosphere and just concentrate on actually riding?
It's hard because they got a lot of owners want to go sit down, eat dinner with you. They got trainers who want you to sit down, eat with you. You got family that come see you. You just gotta be really locked in. You still have to do all those things because it's politicking as a jockey. You're self-employed, so you got to apply yourself with those owners, with those trainers. You got to try to be number one in their book, and being number one in their book is winning races. It's not easy in Saratoga. You got to ride for the best trainers in Saratoga to be 1, 2, 3 in the standings. And then with the smaller trainers, you gotta pick and choose to be successful. As you can see from my point of view, it's not as easy in Saratoga as it the rest of the year for me.
Yeah. What's your secrets to get those rides besides obviously be respectful? What's the other secrets to land those kind of good rides?
Man, I'm just very persistent. I'm very hands on. I want to come back after the race and give you my best opinion about what went on, and best fact of me doing the right thing out there, because I'm a man I'm very truthful whenever I come back after the race. I'm not pulling up my horse up a lie. I'm not trying to bullshit these trainers. They're the best in the country, so I've been known to come back and tell the truth, no matter if it hurt me or benefit me. So you got to be really honest to get forward with these trainers, and they can trust you more to give you better horses.
So it's funny too, you brought up Parks, because when I was at Parks on PA Derby Day and I said how you wanted to be there, somebody told me how it's almost like a paparazzi follows you around at Parks, correct?
Yeah, I love my Parks now. That's where it's all started. Scott Lake, even he's my man. He's a very good guy, very good person, husband, all of that good stuff. He always told all my agents that always have me, he said, I ride Kendrick anytime, because no matter if Kendrick went on the horse, he'll come back and tell you, like, I let the horse run this time. I don't think he's for me next time. Can you put the bug rider on him or somebody else? But I did my best to win this race, and and that's the respect my people have for me in Parks.
Now that we're entering the colder months, do you feel like you ride a little different? Do you feel it favors speed?
It all depends on the tracks. Aqueduct been really funny lately, because we started there and we're really not supposed to be there at this point of the year. So the rail really never been good for the first couple months, and then you see it rain and the rail get really good. The fastest race they ran was this past week in a optional allowance For fillies, they went 22:45 and finished off in like 110 or 116, something like that. That was the fastest race the whole Belmont Aqueduct meet. So that's how you can tell when the track is getting really tight. The water is sinking in. It's getting colder. That's the things you got to pay attention to. If I got the horse, I'm gonna go. I like to take people off their game. That's my biggest thing in my career.
What
Do
do
you
you
like
mean by
when
that?
some of okay?
What do you mean by take people off their game? You try to shock them, like if you're on a closer, you're going to come out fast, and if you're on a speed horse, you come out and close.
Well, I like to do one thing. I like to break good. So if you break good and you break a half a lane or in front of them, they see you doing something different. They tend to do. So what that means is you can have a better position than them because they're gonna take back instead of force the issue. Because they feel like, well, you going out of your way to do something different, which different might make you a winner.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to interrupt you, Sean.
No, it's okay. Do you like the other jockeys, like when some of these other guys ship out to go to Gulfstream for the championship meet?
If you ever check my stats, I really do good whenever the guys around. I really thrive on
Competition.
guys, trying to beat them up, trying to show trainers and owners that I'm better than them and I can be better than them, if given the opportunity. So, that's a thin line for me, in the winter, I love riding with those guys. I love competing, you know, to a higher level. I just love the winter, I love being with my family. You're off 3-4 days, you get to enjoy your family. In the summer, it don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you experience.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sean.
No, and you experience. Talk about the highs and lows of the sport too. How you won that title at Aqueduct, and then a little bit later you had that injury and you were off for months. Talk about the highs and lows of this sport.
Oh man, I tell you, at that point, whenever I broke my ankle the last time, I was at a high and I was just kicking butt the whole time. I had a really good Belmont meet. Um, it hurts. It hurts, but only the strong survive. I always believe what stops you make you stronger. And I came back and proved myself that year. I come back and made over 4 million in the next 3 or 4 months, which that's really crazy. I was on my game. I was really hungry. I stay hungry, but um, my wife can explain this more to you guys than I can about the highs and lows because your family really deal with the highs and lows of this game because they got to take care of you. They got to make sure you get the therapy. They got to do all of that stuff. So financially, as a jockey, we don't have much stability come from the state or the racetrack to support us jockeys like a real job whenever they cover you for insurance and disability and all of that. So you got to be really on point whenever you making that much money to save your money, to have those responsibilities to whenever the lows do come, you can succeed through it. It's a rainy day, but the sun do come out.
Mm-hmm. Is that something that somebody helps you with? Like you have a financial advisor or something, or is that more like just families deal with that themselves?
Yeah, me and my wife have a really good guy financially that helps us out, and he's family because my father-in-law was CEO of Lincoln Financial, so he got family into the business. So it's all just it's one big circle. We try to make things work for the best of being self-employed because it's never easy. So you just got to help out. They got if I was in the right state of mind whenever I first started into the game to this point, I mean, no telling where I would be at this point, because you it takes you a while to learn those things whenever you're younger.
Yeah, it's all right. You're young. You got to take advantage of your youth. You're only young once.
Yes, but I'm okay though. I'm good. Life is good. I have a wonderful wife and family, so that really helps. That really help everything.
Support does indeed help. Now, you mentioned you like to get off to a good start. And you said something in an interview that you're a buzzer guy. when you're in the gates and you're a buzzer guy, are you like looking at his thumb, or are you listening for the sound?
No,
Explain what that means.
you just gotta watch the guy when he presses his button. You know, most of the time, every time, whenever you see the last and they say 1 out, so you know you automatically gotta make sure you listen to if any jockey is moving around or horse moving around. But by the time they close that last door, he's popping them. Like when you hear that last latch pop, he pops it. You know, I went a race last week. Big race for John Kimmel. Paco was on the inside of me. I was the 3 horse, and we're sitting in the gate, and I thought he was the speed of the race. I thought I could have sit next to him and still beat him, but before they popped the gate, I heard Paco, no, 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 and they popped him, and right away my horse broke on the lead, so I come right over, you know, and once I came over, I made sure that I go right back out to make him make different decisions in the race, and that made me a winner. I beat him a length and a half, you know, so that's some of the things you got to really pay attention to. You can't just be ready to break all the time, you know. You can't just be in one set of mind. You got to have open ears.
So your ears are as important as your eyes when you're in the gate.
Oh, the ears are the most important thing in the gate. Ears are the most important thing in the gate, because if you're not hearing what these guys doing around you, you got to break. You know, you're not watching the guy press the button. I mean, that's me. I mean, that's how. And you know what? A lot of people don't understand. Mr. Karen McLaughlin told me this years ago, like 3 years ago. Kendrick, you ever notice why you leave the gate so fast? I say, you know, Mr. Karen, I usually don't get in the way of horses, you know. I let them break, then I take the next jump. Most jockeys take the first jump, but the first jump is the wrong jump, because the horse is trying to get itself reset to leave the gate again. So Mr. Karen always told me that means the most. I said, well, it seemed like I know pretty much where I'm out of the saddle, then lay down and automatically.
Your microphone went out a little bit back and forth. I think maybe if you get a little, it seems like when you move closer to it, the microphone kind of went out a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like whatever reason it went out when you got close to it. But so yeah, it's still out, right, Sean? Can you hear him?
Yeah, no, I'm not hearing you.
No.
You can't hear me?
I don't know. Something happened to the microphone there for a second.
What about now?
Nah, I got
That's
you.
good.
You
Good.
got me?
Yep.
We got you, huh?
Okay.
So is your hearing then so tuned that you know, like, which horse it is making noise from you, or you just like a general area? So like, you know, okay, if I'm on like the 3 post and you hear a sound and say there's 11 horses in the field, you got a sense like that's the 10 horse. Do you know which horse it is, or you just kind of general area?
You know your jockey's voice, so you know if he's gonna affect your race. If you really have to break out of that really good to see if he's gonna affect your race or not. But if he's screaming and you know he's not a speed horse or anything to mess up the pace scenario, you don't worry about him. But if you got one that you know he's saying no, 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 and they pop him, well, I got to get to him first, because I want to be on the lead. I don't want him to be on the lead. I want him to adjust to my situation, not me adjust to him.
Get it. Real quick comment here from John De Silva says, love Kendrick when he showed emotion after winning the wood and the cigar. Not often you see a jockey cry on TV when interviewed by Maggie. So take us through that. What was making you so emotional there?
I mean, a lot of people think I'm supposed to be on top of my, like on top of the game right now. You know, I come from Philly Park. I come from Louisiana. You know, we don't get grade 1 horses all the time. We don't get grade 2 horses all the time. We don't get grade 3 horses all the time. So, you know, I never win those type of races while I was in Park. So moving to New York and winning grade 1s and grade 2s and grade 3s all the time. I mean, man, it's a blessing. Like it just makes me feel like if I accomplish one more goal to get into more success in my career. So, you know, those emotions is all the hard work that I put through over these years. My family members, my mom, my dad, brothers, sisters, you know, my kids, you know, they see me get hurt, they see me get back up, but these are the moments that you got to capture and run with, because, you know, tomorrow is not promised. You know that, and I know that.
Mm-hmm. So you've mentioned before in other interviews you're a professional athlete, but I got a question for you. I looked through your Twitter timeline. I don't think you're the best athlete in the house, are you?
Well,
Tell us a little bit about your daughter winning national championships. How did that make you feel as a dad?
oh man, my daughter, she get it from both sides. You know, my wife was a good rider. She still rides every blue moon, but she's the coach of University of Delaware, and she pretty much taught my daughter everything. And a couple of friends along the way helped with my wife and to get my daughter where she at. But man, she is such an awesome rider, and you know, she helped me thrive in this game. You know, she go out every other weekend or something to go ride, and she'd be like, "Yo, Dad, I just third." That's like a win for us in this industry. So, you know, can you get a couple wins from me today? And, you know, it just makes me feel good, you know, make me want to go try harder because I see she out there riding with 38 people at a time to at least get in the top 10. You know, that's a win for us, you know. And
You
then
have another one that plays basketball too?
Oh, I got a son. He's a lacrosse guy, you know. He's a lacrosse guy, you know, love physical sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know, try getting him on the horse a couple times. He don't mind riding, he love riding, but he's more of a physical kid. He wanna get out there and prove some and not that I want any not that I not want any of my kids in the racing industry. It's just that they got very good mindsets and very smart. They want to expand their knowledge through other games, and I respect that.
So he would rather get hit by the stick than hit something with the stick, huh?
Yeah,
That's a tough game, man. Them hands, you better have some stick gloves on for sure.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. He's every bit of it, man.
So Sean, I know our time is limited, my man. I don't want to take it all up. What else you got?
Well, I got one more question. So when your riding career is over, do you leave the sport completely or do you find another thing to do in the sport?
Nah, I love the game, man. I don't think I'm gonna ever leave the game. I think I'm a ride or die with the game. You know what I mean? This is my life. You know, this is what got my kids where they're gonna be in life. This is what got me where I'm at. So, you know, I just feel like I got more to contribute after I'm done riding and make the game better. You know, they need more people like myself to be out there to speak to everyone that want to support our industry, you know, and understand it at that. A lot of people don't understand it. They just want to bet horses, you know. It's a lot go behind the scenes to get to this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know if they have this award, but if they have like most popular jockey, I'm telling you, you would probably win the award. Every time I post about you coming on, you are one of the most popular jockeys there are.
I love speaking to people, you know. I love making people feel good, you know. I only speak the truth because I want people to realize that, you know, in life is only one way, you know. Be truthful to yourself and make yourself happy, and everybody gonna be happy around you.
Louisiana is in the house with Robert Bryant, so you got some some tiger love down there.
Yeah, I see my peoples over there.
Indeed, yes, the home of the Tigers and the home of what's the Gritty, right? I think that's the name of the if I remember correctly.
Hey, I like to say I'm from the boot, you know, because the boot is like Louisiana, you know, it's the mud.
Yeah, it's I haven't been down there, but I've heard it's you know, you got to get used to the cuisine. Yeah, people talk about like the slimy stuff coming out of the crawfish. I don't know how long it would take me to get used to that.
Well, it all depends who's cooking it. You're gonna get slime out of it because I know I can cook a good crawfish, good gumbo, good jambalaya. You know, I got it all in me. You know.
All right, so I know you said that the trainers and the owners want to take you out when you're at Saratoga. And next summer when we come up, guess what we're going to get? We're going to come over to the Kendrick house and we're going to get a little bit of gumbo.
Come to my house. You ain't nothing to worry about. I don't know if I'm going to have gumbo that night, but I have something good for you. Pork chops, steak, chicken. You know, we're going to mix something up, you know.
That sounds better to me than the other stuff that Rich was talking about. So I'm good.
No, I want Sean to go with the slimy stuff. I don't think he can handle it.
No.
Rich, if you eating anything slimy from Louisiana, they cooking it wrong, my brother.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I can't say that I have. I mean, when we were kids, we'd eat anything, right? Because, you know, growing up in a lower income family, you know, food's on the table. If you don't eat it, mom and dad are going to beat your ass, right?
Oh,
so you better eat.
And
So
don't
I
pass
know how that is.
because we didn't have dogs in our house back in the day, Rich.
No dogs?
No dogs. Our dogs was in the backyard, so we had to eat it all.
You couldn't put it under the table, right? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, me
Table.
either. All right. Well, I know we had 25 minutes, Kendrick.
All right,
I
go
told
to 30. Go to 30. You can go to 30.
you. Go to 30. All right. So
Yeah.
we're definitely going to keep you up. We're going to come out to Saratoga again. Hopefully it's not a super spreader week again. we don't want to do that. But
Right.
So what do you got planned out for 2023? I mean, what are your goals for next year?
You know, I'm a big person of I love God, you know. I think he's the only one that would ever know my goals, you know. Try to keep them to myself because, you know, in life you're beat up so much not accomplishing your goals. You know, this is what's wrong with media and people around the world, you know, they always want to zone in on the negative and bring up the negative. So for me to eliminate that, I keep that in my mind and God, and you know, my wife don't even know, my kids don't even know. So, you know, hey, it's always a higher power, and I think I can accomplish more than what I accomplished this year. You know, I got a new agent, Jimmy Riccio. I think he's doing a great job so far. I think the teamwork that we're gonna have going forward with the momentum we might have with me keep winning is gonna push for bigger and better barns to ride me more, and that's what I'm looking for next year. A new year, 2003. I mean, the last 2 years I pushed a little bit harder to get to 9.5 million or 9.2 million in country, and you know, I think I can do more. I think with this agent we can fight a little bit more to get a little higher.
Yeah, well, it looks like you're going to crest over 10 million this year if things go on the same trajectory you're on. So getting into that two numbers before the comma, right? How does that, I mean, that's the way I put it, right? How many commas you got? I'm looking forward to getting that first check in my life with two commas on it, not just one.
Yeah, you know, you know, I always say, you know, people always put money first, but it's not about the money. It's all about success, you know. Success brings money, you know, and once you get success, the money is just a little prize to it. You know, you get to do more with your family, enjoy your family more.
Yeah,
that success equals that money, which equals Kendrick's big smile all the time.
Yeah,
hey, I'm always I stay smiling, man. I mean, dirty smiles, clean smiles. I love it, man. I love what I do. Believe it or not, I love it.
So I have one request for next year. Hopefully FanDuel TVG sends me to Parks again for PA Derby Day. I'd love to see Kendrick Carmouche at PA Derby Day.
Oh, I'm going to try, man. I skipped out here because I went to Pimlico, you know. They had some stake races there, so my agent thought I could have won more there than Parks, but I ended up winning 2 stakes in Pimlico, and
there you go.
I got back the horse that I needed in the Gallon Bob that I didn't go ride for John Toscano. I win the stake race on him 2 weeks ago, running Son of a Gun. So, you know, that was like a plus in my agent book. At least we got the horse back to get the job done in Aqueduct, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sounds good, like a good plan for next year to get up and hopefully get a lot more big winners. I said it last time you were here. I mean, you win a lot of money, and you're not riding some of the bigger horses. So you're the if there's anybody out there that wants to win the big race, the big money race, this is your guy right here, Kendrick. Make sure you give his agent a call, and you find him in the winner's circle, right?
Especially we said before, if there's a speed horse in the Derby or something, and it's a good horse, why is Kendrick not getting the call?
Rich called it last time. Rich said, when you ever not see a jock 1, 2, 3 win any of the big races.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, only horses win big races off the pace come off on the turf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I mean, you got the occasional thing with Rich Strike where it just things fall into place perfectly. But...
Fall into place. I mean, hey, listen. The thing is about the Kentucky Derby, people lose focus of how fast they're going and how many horses around them. So now you're in a situation. So who's gonna benefit from the situation? Rich Strike. I mean, you go 22:45, you got to be a really good horse to do that. This ain't no flight line or life is good, you know.
Mm-hmm. So grandma wants to know, when you have to pay your dues, like how long do you have to pay your dues, so to speak? Is it like a 10-year journey, or is it just a never ending journey?
Well, tell tell mom this one. I've been paying my dues all my career. I never got a break yet. You got these guys that just come into to the game, run things. You know, it's all who the trainer want, it's all who the owner want. You know, it's more politician than anything. You know, it's no different than any other game. But you know, if I ever had a shot to get the horses that any other top 5 jockeys in the country get, I can do the same, if not better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. I done been through from Louisiana to 7, 8 smaller tracks and went through the ranks and made my ranks just as good as where I'm at today. I done been in the top 10 of my career at every track I done been to. So, you know, that shit speaks for itself. But we're not in basketball, we're not in football. It don't go by ranks. It go by who you know and where you can and what you can do for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's the performance thing, right? If you keep winning, though, eventually the opportunities will come, because the trainers want to win, the owners want to win too, right?
Yes, and I'm a winner. I'm a winner. All of us born to win, but you got to believe it. Once you believe it, you can succeed it.
Absolutely. So it sounds like you read a lot of like these like the what would you call it, the law of attraction type stuff. Is that kind of the manifestation, those type of things? You're not looking at me. I don't mean like the law of attraction, like, yo, he's good looking. I mean like the law of attraction, like you think it, then you see it, and then it happens.
Yes, that's the only way it happened for me. If I think it and see it, then it happens. But to read something, no, it just comes to my mind, Rich. You know, I speak what comes out. You know, if it's not right, I'm sure you can. People accept who I am. You know, I got a smile on my face when I say it. I don't mean nothing wrong by it.
But we know we understand that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we've gone past a half an hour, Kendrick. So yes, we're gonna let you roll the night back to your normal activities. We appreciate you joining us. Looking forward to catching up with you next summer at Saratoga for some good food.
Y'all come to the house, man.
100%.
We're gonna have you on before Saratoga, and then we'll talk about Saratoga too.
Please do that, because that would be good for me to be on your show before Saratoga, leading into Saratoga. I would like to get my agent on if we can, you know, where we can speak together.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
So that all helps the process of things, you know.
Well, Sean will stay in contact whenever you're ready to come on with your agent. I mean, our door's always open for you. You don't got to knock. You don't need a key. Just call and come on in.
All right.
Yep.
All right, Kendrick.
Good, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Kendrick.
Have a great night, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle again.
Hey, you will see that, and God bless y'all, man.
You as well.
Happy holidays.
Indeed. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving and holidays with your family.
And have a good family dinner tonight, too.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all eat enough turkey for me, because we race the day after. So I can't.
Well, what do you eat? What are you eating now?
Shit, my wife says she gonna get some jerk chicken for me from the Jamaican restaurant.
Oh, there you go.
That'll be good. There's some really good stuff around my house that's been like featured on TV. So I haven't had a chance to get it because it just opened up.
Well, yeah.
I don't know the name of my son. Just ate over there, and he was telling me it's outstanding.
Where you stay, Rich?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, they got good food in Chicago, the Windy City, huh?
Oh yes, but you have to go out with a Kevlar vest on.
Huh?
I said, but you have to go out with a Kevlar vest on. The city's getting wild, man. Let me tell you,
man,
it's getting wild.
Yourself, man, you gotta love yourself, Rich.
Indeed.
At least you know that, man.
Yeah, no, this city's getting a little bit out of hand, man. Hopefully, it starts to go. The pendulum starts to swing back the other way, but
yeah,
it will for sure. All right, again, Kendrick, we're going to hold you up to that. Going to look forward to talking to you and your agent, and then of course getting together in the summer out at Saratoga. Looking forward to it.
You got it, Rich and Sean. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, and y'all soon.
Thank you. You too. We'll see you soon.
All right,
be good. Bye bye. Always fun. He was fun when we met him out in Saratoga. Fun as always when we get together with Kendrick. It's easy to see why so many people like to talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's another one. He didn't go to the school of jockeys in Puerto Rico or anything, but he's another one. Just always has a smile on his face, always happy, and always determined to get in that winner's circle.
I think when you're closing in on that $10 million in winnings, it makes it easy to smile.
Hey, you got to start somewhere, though, right? He's been smiling since day one. So,
oh yeah, you know, it's that Southern hospitality thing, right? I mean, folks from the South always seem to be kind of chill. I think he's underrated. Yeah, I think he is a little underrated as well, my friend. The food is great in Chicago for sure. There's a lot of great things about the city. Unfortunately, one of them is usually not the people who run the damn place. It's a whole different ball game there in terms of what they. I don't know. I don't. This is not a political show, Sean.
Yeah.
We'll go back to horse racing.
How many times have I had to ask you, like, okay, this happened here. What part of you, like, where are you at coordinated to this? Because it seems like a nightly thing with Chicago.
Well, if you want to have some fun one evening, just go to the Google. And then I could tell you, like,
oh, God.
Anyway, no, you just go to Google and search like Chicago police scanner, like on a Friday or Saturday night, and listen.
Oh,
and because it's online, it's all free. And if you listen to that, they do still do the Taste of Chicago, but it's become like really super expensive and small portions. And lately, it's not been the safest place to be. So a lot of folks kind of stay out of the Taste of Chicago now. They used to have a lot of good music that would be there and that sort of stuff, but they've kind of gotten rid of the music and really stripped it down. So it's not what it used to be. A lot of those like lakefront festivals, it's really Milwaukee is like the, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like a stepchild to Chicago in the Midwest of cities, but yet somehow Milwaukee has a much better summer fair than the city of Chicago does up on their lakes. They have like a week of just tremendous music, lots of food. And it's not when I got up to yet Milwaukee Fest, but if you're up in here, I've had a lot of friends that have gone up there and said it's absolutely a fantastic place to be. But if you want to have some fun, listen to that scanner, Sean, on a Friday or Saturday night. So I was listening to it. I just way off subject, but so I was listening to it for a while, for a little bit of entertainment. And I'm telling you, when I was walking down the streets, I started looking at everybody a little bit differently because of some of the stuff that you hear on there. So I had to get away from that. Otherwise, I felt like everybody was it's going to do some weird stuff. Any case, we won't do anything weird tomorrow. Who's our guest tomorrow?
Tomorrow it's CC Perkinson. So we'll have a lot of fun with CC. She was a lot of fun the 2 times she's been on. She'll return tomorrow. And I know she had a runner today. I'm not sure
how it did. Well, we'll look that up. We'll make sure we have.
And then I think she has 2 races tomorrow, which will be done by the time
she comes on.
She gets on, but hopefully she wins some.
So if you're watching the Turf Paradise feed and CC's horses are going to run, the cue as to whether or not they're going to do well is the color of her pants. If she's wearing the red pants, they will win. CC. So if you're watching, make sure tomorrow, Red Pants Wednesday, so that your horses find the winner's circle. And then, of course,
she better wear red pants on the show too, right?
Well, there's something red anyway. and then on tomorrow, Charles and I will be back at 12 o'clock to do Churchill Downs. On Thursday, it'll be Charles and I again, English Richard. It's the first language, but we'll be doing Aqueduct Friday. I don't know what Tom and I are going to do yet for Foreign Friday. Saturday, myself and Charles will be back for our new Saturday show. We're going to do Del Mar, something we haven't done in a while. So looking forward to that. And then, of course, next week, Miss Jamie Martinez with her magnetic smile will be back. Sean, who do you guys have on next week with Jamie?
So on Monday, we have trainer Kent Sweezy on. Tuesday, we have a young jockey that's been a phenom, Maddie Rowland. She was on once before. And then Wednesday, we have an outrider who's an inspiring jockey, a young one, Kylie Wellington.
Absolutely. Well, the last time we had on Maggie, when she ticked off, we were like, woo! This girl's got a great attitude.
She's been riding at different tracks, too. She went to Meadowlands a little bit. I just saw, I don't know, over the weekend, I guess she got her first win at Gulfstream. So she's been at Gulfstream. She's traveling all around. And no matter where she goes, she's winning. So CC was fourth.
Kylie's always on fire. Yeah, that girl's another one that's – you're going to be hearing a lot more about these people.
So, I'm sure you didn't see the question on Twitter, and I didn't say anything to you before the show, but we'll see if you come up with something. This was a popular one today. If you wrote a book on your experiences with horse racing, what would the title be?
What would my title be?
What would your title be?
Racing?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. What would be my experience would be with my title would be how do I stop breaking my phone?
Yeah, I feel like mine is I'll get this one day.
No, I feel like it's one of those things like horse racing when the handicap, and Kendrick said people want to bet on it. He wants to tell like more about the story. You know, for us, a lot of what we do centers around the personalities, but also in the mornings with the handicapping. And it's just like, it's in a lot of ways, I think it's like life. Horse racing is like life in that you got to kind of, like Kendrick said, you got to keep kind of in trying to improve, just a little incrementally better every day. I heard Jordan Peterson say that if you can be 1% better, and I know Jordan Peterson's a kind of controversial guy, but just because the messenger sometimes is, you know, liked or unliked by some folks, doesn't mean the message is always wrong, right? So his message was, if you can be 1% better today than you were yesterday, and if every day you're just 1% better than you were the day before, by the end of the year, you'll be 365% better than you were at the start of the year. So I feel like horse racing is a lot like that. Like when it comes to handicapping, just try to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Kind of identify some of the mistakes that you make and then try to correct them. Like today, there was a horse at Horseshoe Indianapolis. It was a 4-horse that won and paid like $18 to win. And I've told myself 1,000 times when I do those little pace worksheets, if you get a lone P, if you get a lone PC, or if you get a lone EP, make sure you put it in your notes. And then in your picks. And of course, guess what I didn't do, Sean?
You didn't do it.
And guess what he did?
He won.
Yes.
You know, I feel like that even with sports betting, you need to make that master sheets of do's and don'ts and always stick to the do's and the don'ts. If something, you know how you have certain rules, if they don't meet those certain rules, then you can't play it, because how many times do we both repeat ourselves with something like you just said, or, you know, I do something and like, I know this isn't going to work because it didn't work the last 500 times I did it. But that 501st time, I think it's going to be different. And I don't know why I think it's going to be different.
Yeah.
So I really think.
So you are insane then, huh? Is that what you're saying? Definition of insanity?
No. I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to make a list of do's and don'ts and make sure, you know, and if it works, I'll share it, you know, just something that I think probably everybody should do. Because you can, you know
how I am. I'm very numbers and like math oriented. I always tell you, Sean, it's just the math. It's just probability. And Sean starts getting mad at me for telling him the same thing.
I'm a numbers guy, but there's certain things I don't believe with you, but or I don't go in the same way. But you know, everybody's got their own.
For me, I think you should keep notes. We talked about this morning. Like you should keep notes. And the great thing about the show that we do is I write my notes. Terry writes his notes, and we put our notes right on horseracingtoday.net. And I have everything written down, so I get to go back afterwards and I get to read my notes, and then I can see some patterns start to emerge, right? So if you're writing down what you're doing every single day, keeping a journal in horse racing, and you're going to start to see, and I think the easiest way to do it would be in like an Excel, because you can put your notes in and then you can search by the results. I bet this horse today, it finished second. So you can organize them by the position that they finished. So you can look at all your picks that finished first, and then you go look at the notes, and I'll be willing to bet you a dime to a dollar. The ones that win, you're going to start to see some notes repeating themselves over and over and over. I know that's what's going to happen because that's what happens to me. And then you can start to focus on those things. And then you can look at those horses that run out of the money, and you'll start to see the same patterns emerge there. There'll be some things that you're doing there over and over and over again. So you just cut them off and you start to get better and better and better.
And I think you've mentioned this before. Not only is this show great to get to know people and the personalities too, but there is always little tidbits too that we can make notes of and probably use later too, because everybody that comes on tells us a little bit, you know, more on what they're good at, what they're not so good at, you know, stuff like that, little hints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, some big hints, I think sometimes. And I agree. I've learned a lot from the guests that have come on in terms of handicapping and helping me maybe just understand a little bit about the race shape and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, what you're looking for internally. And, you know, how I love those fractions anyway, Sean, when they go too fast. That's the one thing that still kills me. That's the one thing you can't account for, is the unexpected in the course of a race. So you just do your homework. You make sure you put the effort in, and then some days, more often than not, it works out, and then some days it doesn't, and you just got to be like a closer in baseball, move on to the next day.
And another note from last night, Shinny just came up a little short today, had the lead, and the favorite came and got him at the wire. So he finished second. It was a good run though, and a good race that Turf Paradise did to honor Rob Brissett. And then our friend Jessica Paquette did start off at Parks today too. So some history there too. Yeah.
Hopefully she continues to do well there and ascend. Hopefully we're next, Sean, somewhere on that border. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. As far as an announcer, no way. I never take that job.
Nah, but I think we could do like the horse racing analysis before,
yeah, absolutely. And
like Andy Serling and the other guys that are on there. What's the other guy's name? Kitchen?
Jonathan Kitchen. You got the Meg on there. You got a bunch of different guys on there. Yeah, we could definitely do something like that, or the interview.
I would have no fear going up against any of those guys, and and getting in on the stage, and I'd be willing. I know that I can back up why I pick a horse as well as anybody.
Yeah, and really, they probably don't pick any better than anybody else. They just sound smart for TV, so that's why they're on TV. Everybody says, "Oh, they don't give out winners." Well, they give out winners as much as anybody, but it's a tough game, and they're just on there because they're book smart and they can present it in a better way than other people, apparently.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping our day comes. But in any case, Sean, that's about you and I. We appreciate everybody joining us this evening, of course. I want to say thank you for spending your time with us, but I want to say thank you to Robert Bryan for the love on Facebook. We appreciate that. Donald Hartlep, and if I say anything wrong, please forgive me, folks, because I'm half blind. I can't see. I'm squinting. Ruben Seriamento, thank you. Chris Nevitt, thank you. Steve Goodrich, thank you. Beverly Honeybun Taylor, thank you. Jack Forte, thank you. No, Jack Fote. Fate, maybe. I can't, like, again, I'm saying I'm half blind.
It's Fate. It's Fate. I've seen that name, so it's Fate. It's Fate.
So if, like them, you like what you saw, thumbs up or appreciate it, both on YouTube and on Facebook. Helps us with their algorithms. Make sure if you haven't, you hit the subscribe button, and then tell your friends about it. Sean, that takes us wire to wire on this Tuesday. Looking forward to coming back tomorrow with CC. Any final thoughts, Sean, before we get out of here?
No, that was it. I mean, another great show with Kendrick. I felt kind of unprepared, didn't have many questions, but guys like Kendrick make this job easy.
All the guests make this job.
Yeah. I leads one thing into another. And
the one thing, though, you're wrong about, Sean, this is not a job. It's a love, because jobs come with pay.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yes, indeed. So this is just a love.
We still have a job to do for the public, so they keep coming back and watching us do what we love, and that's to get to know people in the sport and talk to them.
Indeed, trying to help the sport grow. All right, Sean, thank you for your joining me tonight, too. And then we'll be back tomorrow again with CC, back with our picks in the morning. Till we get back together again, we hope that no matter what you do, it ends up in our good friend. And this is why you should contribute to the show, because it is a community. It's because of our good friend, Jay Marco. We end every show with saying, we hope to see everything that you do end up in the
winner circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. Look forward to spending some time together again tomorrow.